Greetings, friends. It's me, Wayman, and I kind of wanted to come on and do a video um, about OCD, rituals, and religious law codes. I've been reading Greek cults and Greek religion for some time now, going through a book on Greek mythology, and for those who follow me on Goodreads and Twitter would know that. But I've been watching the series Obsessed on Netflix. It's excellent. And I put something together in my mind. And I think that Burkert and Campbell tried to explain ritual and how it was formed and why people do it. But here in the series Obsessed, where they're dealing with patients with obsessive compulsive disorder, rituals are made up by the body or made up by the person to ward off a whole series of things that cause anxiety. And I'm wondering if this can happen at a national scale. I see the Greeks doing it. Definitely Judaism did it. And I think that some of these fears on a national scale and anxieties could be survival, the very survival of the tribe or nation, assimilation, being swept up and absorbed into other cultures, and also a fear of death and a fear of the unknown, simply. And what's interesting is I know the Native Americans did it with the Native American ghost dance, and they became very apocalyptic when the United States government started force assimilating them. Wovoka, the prophet, had them do the Native American ghost dance, and it ended in apocalyptic type massacre at Wounded Knee. It was horrible. Also, I think that a lot of the ideas from the Greeks, when you sacrifice this way, say before you go to war, it needs to be done this way, or you will lose the battle. And I think that in the laws written by Plato, the laws, he rails against atheism and calls them almost like enemies of the state, simply because I think that he's seen that a lot of these law codes and rituals ended up making the community more cohesive. It was like the glue that bound them together. And he didn't want anything to spoil that because their survival depended on it. And I think a lot of nations seen it in this light, especially Judaism. So one of the beautiful psalms where they're being exposed to their anxiety in the highest form, I think, is Psalm 137. And I'm going to read that now because it's very beautiful. And here they are by Babylon at their highest form of anxiety as a nation. By the rivers of Babylon we sat down, yea, we wept, when we remembered Zion. We hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. For there they that carried us away captive required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, Sing us one of the songs of Zion. How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. It's kind of a rough psalm there at the end, but they wished on the Babylonians, mainly what happened to them. But I think that in the midst of that exposure, it was Ezekiel and the prophets who helped them deal with that. Yeah, the temple was gone, and Yeah, a lot of things that they did that held them together as a cohesive nation were gone. Uh, but the ritualistic format and new methods of ritual to deal with that anxiety happened. And I believe it still happens today in many belief systems. So, I don't know, what do you think? Go to that series if you have Netflix and watch Obsessed and tell me, especially the episodes where people try to rid themselves of evil. Uh, I just seen an episode where this guy thought if he did certain things in a certain way, uh, he would rid it of evil. Say he had a thought, an evil thought, he had to go through this ritual, and it would take up a lot of his time. So, unfortunately, I believe that the Apostle Paul may have uh, identified that, and that was his argument with Peter. I hate to say it. And, he's saying Jesus did the ultimate thing. You don't need to waste your time doing all this. But Judaism seen it as not only for the individual's benefit, but also for the benefit of the national, ethnic, and religious identity and the cohesiveness as Plato, as a people. And that's why they rejected the teachings of Paul so strongly. But the Apostle Paul is like, oh, you're free. You're not bound by these rituals and the law. So think about that when you're watching the person go through these rituals, and then when he starts or she starts uh, anxiety exposure and works through some of those. Um, what you hear in the background is my cat, and the cat is always, as we know, if you're a cat owner, cats are always on the wrong side of the door. But I don't know. I just thought I'd throw that out there about the OCD. So take care, friends. And remember, everyone's thinking alike, then somebody isn't thinking